north to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. That's how you get through to this radio broadcast. I hope you do. Lots of things to discuss today. I think the president made a mistake. I will be talking about that coming up in just a couple of moments after we get the news on what happened that perhaps caused a presidential error in judgment and in politics. Once again, our telephone number, 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. It started out as a typical Donald Trump rally. And in most ways, I would say 99% of the ways that then proceeded, it was a typical Trump rally. However, something did happen that created a problem for people in the news media, which is, well, typical, part and parcel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, of the way this president is being treated. Here is what happened.
Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
We should note that
now, you need to understand something. That was pumped up video. That was pumped up. Okay? And I got to be honest with you, it's ugly that they did that. That was not how loud it was. There were a few voices, but it doesn't make any difference. Okay? So the president was talking a little bit about what was going on having to do with Omar, and they started chanting, "Send her back," based on President Trump's idea that people that hate this country so much ought to go back to where they came from and work on their countries instead of trying to degrade this one. Which, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, is perfectly fine. There's nothing racist in it. Nothing racist in it. And I'm somewhat upset that this is being treated so poorly by the mainstream media. But then again, why would it not be? I mean, think about this for just a couple of seconds. I mean, the mainstream media is absolutely destroying itself over their hatred of this particular president. There have never been more truer words spoken than Trump derangement syndrome. These people are deranged. Now, the president did not make any of this easier on himself. Like I said, the president makes mistakes. He made another one. President Donald Trump said today he was unhappy with supporters chanting "Send her back" after he assailed a young Democrat congresswoman who he has suggested should leave the U.S. Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump claimed he tried to stop the chant, which came after he recited a litany of complaints about Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who fled to the United States as a child. This is AP Associated Press coverage, by the way, who fled to the U.S. as a child with her family from violence-racked Somalia. Video shows the president pausing in his remarks, appearing to drink in the uproar and not admonishing his supporters as they chanted. That's not a fact. That is simply an observation by the authors Zeke Miller and Alan Fram. The president disavowing the "send her back" is a mistake. It is a huge error. He shouldn't have done it. He should have owned it. Democrats would have owned it. Democrats have owned it. Ilhan Omar suggested that Israel be the victim of a kind of sanction, divest, etc. program that was used against the Nazi Party. And she said the Nazi Party. More about that coming up in a minute. She's not backing off of any of her anti-Semitic screeds because she's a Democrat. The president needs to follow in those footsteps. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. President, you made a huge error. I told you that I would be more than happy to explain when the president of the United States has blown it. Well, here's one of these times. He could say he's not happy with it, and he did. A day later, as some prominent Republicans criticized the chant at the president's re-election event. He said he would certainly try to stop the chant should it return at a subsequent rally. Fine. End of problem. There are Republicans that are saying things. We're going to be talking about that coming up in just a couple of moments. But first, let me ask you this. Do you believe the president made a mistake by not doubling down on the chant last night? I believe he did. I think he made a mistake. I think what he should have said was, I think he should have reveled in it. I don't think there is any reason on this, on God's earth, while Ilhan Omar should be a congresswoman of the United States, except for this one thing. She was sent to the Congress by the voters in her district. That's the only reason she has any business whatsoever having a place in this nation at all, in my view. That's just my opinion. If you have a different one, join me with it. 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Do you believe the president made a mistake? Do you believe he made an error in judgment? Do you believe he made an error in politics by not doubling down, as the Democrats would have, on what is being called a mistake by Democrats? Oh, wait, you just said, John David, you just said that there were Republicans that said the president made a mistake. It was horrifying. Yeah, those aren't Republicans. They are Democrats as well. Remember, there are two kinds of Democrats. There are Democrats that are honest about their socialism. They're honest about their fascism. They're honest about all that stuff. And then there are Democrats that are dishonest. They call themselves Republicans, but are still actually, honestly, when it comes right down to it, Democrats. Telephone number 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Did the president make a mistake by pulling back or putting some distance between himself and the "Send Her Back" chant from his rally last night? At the Wednesday campaign rally in Greenville, North Carolina, Trump tore into four progressive freshman congresswomen who last week tweeted that they should return to their native countries if they hate America so much. Of the four who strongly oppose many of Trump's policies, one is black, one is Hispanic, two are Muslim, all are American citizens, three were born here. It makes no difference whatsoever. It makes no difference whatsoever. Allie Bryan just said thanks, and she likes what she's hearing. Thank you, Allie. Long time no hear from. Are you alive? Where else? What else? Oh, yeah. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy told reporters such cries, quote, have no place in our party and no place in this country. Excuse me, Congressman McCarthy, that's a mistake. That is an error in judgment. If there were Democrats saying something about sending Republicans home to their originating countries, it would be quite all right. In fact, one of them did. She's a presidential candidate. She said that President Trump should go back to where he came from. He's an American, so he came back to his American, so he would come back to America. By the way, her skin color is different than his. So if it's racism for us to discuss politicians going back to their originating countries because of their skin color, then why isn't that just as racist as what the president said? Oh, well, because Kamala Harris said it, and she is a woman of color, and only white people can be bigots. Oh, I see. To me, racism is racism is racism. But then again, you know, I kept buying into the equality aspect of all of this, right? I kept buying into let's have equality in the United States of America by all means. Let's all be equal. Well, except for those people that are beyond equal because of their race, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, gender. How many others are there? Those people have additional privileges, but why is that equality? It seems to me that that's not equality. It seems to me that what that is essentially trading on equality for the sake of politics. Well, isn't that what they're accusing President Trump of doing? So why is it a problem with President Trump and not a problem with Democrat lawmakers? Oh, yeah, that gets back to the other problem in all of this. What is that? Oh, yeah, that is That's because the mainstream media supports leftist anti-American screeds of virtually every kind. In fact, there's an entire channel that is devoted to those very same anti-American screeds. It's called CNN. Oh, there's another one after that. That's MSNBC. Oh, well, actually, there's also NBC. Well, and ABC. So there are all kinds of stations that feel like they need to put these anti-American screeds out there as fact, as opposed to fancy. The president said this is about socialism versus freedom. Completely correct. GOP Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois tweeted that send her back was ugly, wrong, and would send chills down the spines of our founding fathers. This ugliness must end or we risk our great nation. No, this political manipulation of race must end or we will lose our nation. He defended Trump. He says there isn't a racist bone in his body, asserting that Trump was wrong, asserting that Trump said wrong what he actually meant. Baloney. There's nothing wrong about saying what the president said. Nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. He's not ordering her out of the country as the president of the United States. He's saying that if she feels that way, she should go back to Somalia. If she feels like this country is so terrible, and she does believe that Al-Qaeda makes her proud, the achievements of Al-Qaeda against the United States makes her proud. Holds out her chest. That's what she said. She's proud of it. Well, if she's proud of it, then by all means go someplace where she can be proud of it. If there's something so wrong with this country and she keeps trying to essentially change the United States into Somalia, why don't you just go to the original? Why try to change something that isn't into something that is plainly right there, Somalia, right there? Go to Somalia, get elected. By golly, get elected and run the place. Oh, wait, that's right. You can't go to Somalia and run the place. Why can't you go to Somalia and run the place? Oh, that's right. You can't go to Somalia and run the place because you're a woman. That's why. Telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. The boss is calling. Fred Weinberger. Why did I say that? Fred Weinberg from Nevada. How you doing, Fred?
Well, actually, I heard you on KNNR in Reno.
Oh, there you go.
Which is happy to be back on the air after the power company messed with us. We got a break coming up here?
Yes, we do, sir. Let me get you into the next segment, okay?
I'll hold through the break, yeah.
Fred Weinberg, my boss. Might be good to get his name right. Fred Weinberg is calling. He's calling from Nevada. KNNR is listening to us, and that's awfully nice that they carry our radio broadcast on the USA Radio Network. 844-RADIO-US. 844-723-4687. I think the boss disagrees with me. How could that possibly be? How could anybody disagree with me? I mean, think about that for just a couple. I mean, with all the incredible truth and straightforward understanding of the way life truly is, how could anybody possibly disagree? Well, we'll find out in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to The Wells Report. Back with more in just a moment.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-985-1813 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-985-1813 now. Again, that's 800-985-1813. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right. Call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. Again, that's 800-871-3291.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS and you cannot afford to make payments to the IRS, you may qualify for the CNC tax program. This is a new program, and if you qualify, you won't make any payments to the IRS while in this program. Once you're accepted into this program, the IRS is forced to stop all harassing collection activities. No threatening phone calls, no wage garnishments, no bank levies, and no more monthly payments to the IRS. Get ready to write this number down. It's the most important number you'll ever need to end your IRS tax nightmare. Call Paramount Tax Relief at 800-547-4804 for a free confidential consultation to find out if you qualify for the CNC tax program. Once you are accepted into the CNC tax program, you won't make any payments to the IRS while in this program. Call Paramount Tax Relief now at 800-547-4804. That's 800-547-4804. Again, 800-547-4804.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
You guys have a great product, and I tell my friends about it, and I was actually talking to a guy the other day I just met, and he takes them. So you put out a great product, and I want to thank you and your organization.
I just started using it, and my family's already seen the difference. And I have health issues. I have fibromyalgia, asthma, but all of a sudden everything's clearing up, and I'm feeling better, and my skin's better. My brother said I look 10 years younger already.
Wow. Okay.
My vision is clear. I already see the difference. People are seeing the difference, and my doctor is seeing the difference.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. It was Greenville, North Carolina. It was another Trump rally. People in the rally started chanting, "Send her back," referring to Ilhan Omar. The president claims he disavowed "Send her back" and the chant because he said he didn't agree with it. I think the president is making a mistake. I think the president should have doubled down on it, just like the left would have done under similar circumstances, and indeed what the left should have done and actually does do on a regular basis. Joining us is Fred Weinberg. He is the CEO and the president of the USA Radio Network. Boss, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
You thought it was nice that we're playing your show on KNNR?
I think it's fantastic.
We own the station. It was either you or Hannity.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. I hope I bring a little bit more depth to the discourse.
And if you hit the microphone with your head, your hair won't crack.
That's true. That's funny. That's very funny.
Of course we run our shows on our station.
You know what? I got to tell you a story about what Susan said regarding me wearing a shirt and tie. I've been doing that lately. And she said something about that I got to share with you that involved Sean Hannity. It's very funny.
Yeah, I'll bet. Were you wearing your underwear in the seat? Were you, like Sean does?
No, she said that I should loosen my tie because if I cut the blood circulation off to my head, I'll sound like Sean Hannity, which I thought was very funny. It's also very true.
You know, the funny thing is, obviously, politically we're pretty well aligned with Sean, and he's a nice guy. I mean, I've known the guy for years. He's a
wonderful.
Nice guy.
Yep.
But he's a competitor.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You know, But I would never tell somebody that he's wrong. In most cases, he's right, just like we are.
Okay.
Now, I'm only quibbling with you a little bit. I had this conversation with Charlie Jones, who, of course, appears on your station from 11 to 2 and in Nevada from 9 to midnight. And Charlie said, well, there's all these tweets, and he does this. And I said, Charlie, that's what got the man elected.
Exactly.
He has this sense of when to say something, when not to say something, when to do something, when not to do something. And what I've written, as you've read, there are people who have never been west of the Hudson River, never been south of the Cook County line in Chicago, or never been east of the L.A. County line, and that they don't understand there's a whole country out here of us. And the reason that Hillary lost, frankly, was that she called half or more of us deplorable.
It was two-thirds of the nation.
You do that. Yeah, you do that, and eventually it's going to come back to haunt you. And it did. Forget all the policy disagreements. She insulted people. Now, as far as Omar goes, we also own a station in Minneapolis, Shakopee, actually, Minneapolis. And it's going to get a little more powerful fairly quickly because we're going to add an FM translator there that will cover the entire city of Minneapolis.
Perfect.
And I'm going to probably brand that the anti-Taliban station, because I think there are some serious questions about Omar's citizenship. And did she, in fact, marry her brother to get him a green card? And the fact is they gerrymandered all the Somali immigrants into that one district.
Yep. Yeah, they sure did. Hey,
so,
boss.
All I'm saying is let Trump be Trump.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he should have backed off the fact that they said send her back. I think
he
that was a mistake.
He didn't. All he said was he started more quickly. That's all he said.
Yeah. All I can say is that
it was like all the people saying that he said they should go back to the countries they came from, and 3 of them were born in America. I don't know. You been in Detroit lately?
Good point.
Been in New York City lately?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand completely. Boss, thanks for joining us. You going to stick around, or you're going to have to go someplace and make some sort of super radio deal?
I have a meeting that directly impacts our future, so
well,
I gotta
please,
go.
by all means, do well.
I will try.
Fred Weinberg, the boss, joining us on the Wells Report here on the USA Radio Network.
I weighed 329 pounds. I was a heart attack waiting to happen. I got Andro 400. It makes me not so hungry. I started noticing more energy. I noticed my belly was starting to shrink up. I started seeing weight come off. 80-some pounds. I went from 330 to 245. For a 56-year-old guy to lose that much weight, it took something, brother. I feel great. I feel like I was when I was 35 years old.
That was Ruben. Now listen to what Josh says about Andro 400.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that stuff really works. It was insane. I've heard the commercials, for a decade. I was like, I'm just going to try it. My pants are, falling off. It really works. I bought suits last year for my new job, and they're falling off of me. It's insane.
Guys, if you want to lose belly fat, gain energy, strength, and muscle, and look and feel years younger, try Andro 400, the safe, natural, and affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. That's 888-400-0435. Andro400.com.